हाय, हाउ आर यू? गुड टू स्टार्ट? ओके यार, थोड़ा सा दिन ढल चुका है, मतलब मैं देख रहा हूँ एनर्जी सबको खाना वाना खा लिया, तो एक बार आई जस्ट वांट ह्यूज राउंड ऑफ अपलॉज फॉर एवरीवन प्रेजेंट ऑन द पैनल. अ बिट दिल्ली वाली एनर्जी नहीं है यार, ये बॉम्बे वाली एनर्जी है. थोड़ा दिल्ली वाली एनर्जी दिखाओ यार. ऑसम. बेटर बेटर. We have an amazing panel today, and I have a couple of questions prepared. I hope I don't ask anything controversial, so I've tried not to keep anything which is slightly tricky, but very, very excited to have all of you on the panel today. We have creators, we have managers, people who build these creators' journeys, and creators who harness a lot of their creative power into making content that is loved by all of us. So welcome on the panel. The very first question which when I was drafting the questions, I realized that a lot of people today in the audience as well would want to be creators. We are seeing a huge rise in the number of creators. बहुत लोग यार creator बनना चाहते हैं. अब लोग jobs कर रहे हैं, as a side hustle शुरू कर रहे हैं. College के students अपना content बनाना शुरू कर रहे हैं. And comedy is a big niche. Neil, Vishnu, we have seen your content had like amazing laughs. And same goes for the talent managers as well. You must be seeing a huge number of comedy creators coming. What I want to know is, we look at different careers और हम देखते हैं हमारे माताजी पिताजी 20-20 साल से एक ही जॉब में है. But what is the true shelf life of a comedy creator? एक कितने साल एक creator relevant रह सकता है?
We're starting with existentialism. Is that it?
Yes.
Beautiful. Please go ahead, sir.
मेरे हिसाब से आई गेस अभी बीइंग लॉट ऑफ क्रिएटर्स कमिंग और लाइक बहुत सारे क्रिएटर्स आ रहे हैं, तो there will always be someone creating something new and people following them, because after a point ऐसा क्रिएटिव प्रोसेस अगर सेम रखा किसी ने या टाइप सेम रखा तो ऑब्वियसली इट हैज़ अ शेल्फ लाइफ. बट अकॉर्डिंग टू मी आई डोंट लाइक टू कीप माई कॉन्टेंट सेम. मैं खुद बदलते रहता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे भी बोर होता है एक पॉइंट के बाद कि मैं सेम चीज़ें कर रहा हूँ. तो एंड मेरे हिसाब से 3-4 साल तो कर ही लेना चाहिए अगर कोई रिलेटेबल स्टफ कर रहा है. बट स्टिल आई थिंक इवॉल्व होना एज अ क्रिएटर, आई बिलीव कि इवॉल्व हो रहे हैं तो हम नहीं, हमारा कुछ ऐसा शेल्फ लाइफ नहीं है. सो मुझे अभी ऑलमोस्ट 4 साल तो हो गए मैं कर रहा हूँ. अभी तक तो मुझे नहीं लगता मेरा शेल्फ लाइफ आया है, या अभी इट्स गोइंग गुड एंड आई एम क्रिएटिंग मोर एवेन्यूज फॉर माई सेल्फ. लाइक आई हैव यूजिंग माई ऑडियंस. नाउ आई एम डूइंग अ लाइव शो related to music, which is completely
Nice.
a different genre, but I'm making my community love that kind of music, which is it's a different thing. Again, it's a kawali mehfil I'm doing. So again, a comedy creator doing something like this, but there's a small group of chunk conversion coming from my live show. So in this way, I created a alternative income source. एंड वन मोर पैशन विच बहुत टाइम से करना था वो मैं अभी कर रहा हूँ. एंड ऑल्टरनेटली आई एम क्रिएटिवली सेटिस्फाइड इन डिफरेंट एवेन्यूज एंड आई एम क्रिएटिंग एवेन्यूज फॉर माई सेल्फ. इन दिस वे यू कैन लाइक गो अ लॉन्ग वे. आई फील.
Are you saying कि multiple skill sets होना एक इंसान में जरूरी है if they are becoming a creator? Is that
श्योरली.
No, I think that specifically talking about comedy, if you're going to stick to one format and one type of content in a platform, then your clock starts once you become popular. So, but having said that, I don't think anyone really looks at it that way. And market analysis on that is wrong. Whatever we call for now, 5 years later will be wrong. So, I remember around 2017, people were like, YouTube is dead. Mr. Beast started his channel in 2017. He now has the largest number of followers. 2017 mein Instagram was just photo platform. After 2020 with Reels, that has really exploded. I mean, like, look at Vishnu himself, right? I mean, he dabbled in different platforms. Even Reels was such a large injection into that type of content. But like Neil said, I think the aim of this whole process is, once you find some great creativity in your content, use it to translate and build other things. Now, whether that's larger content, which is probably more easily translatable, or businesses with your audiences, that's on you and where you want to take it.
interesting?
All right. मैं बहुत अपने existentialism में बहुत वो कर चुका हूँ, dwell in. Yeah, I feel like 3 years you get in terms of, if you're really good at what you do, you get 3 years to do the same exact thing again and again, and people love you for it. You get in total, I think 5 to 7 years where you'll be relevant somewhere, but like you'll like, thoda sa relevant hai, but like you're getting past. But I think like Neil very rightly put that it's not about like मतलब तुम चाहोगे भी ना तुम 7 साल से ज़्यादा वो एक चीज़ कर ही नहीं सकते यार एज अ क्रिएटर योर कर्स एंड योर ब्लेसिंग इज दैट यू हैव टू री इन्वेंट योर सेल्फ लाइक इफ आई वॉच माई कॉन्टेंट 2 times ऑन द लाइक too many times on the edit I'm like this is not funny enough to post at all I hate myself what am I doing I'm an imposter so all of this like as a creator this is our like blessing and our curse so we need to reinvent and another thing what happens is that with creators because we are so used to doing everything by ourselves we from scripting to editing to performing and then whatever the production part of it is it's we can and we really should like sort of dabble into different things like for example acting and writing and doing all of that stuff so some creators are starting their own production houses these days so I think that is a creator's natural next step but then again if you talk about like एक platform पे कितना relevant रहता है I think that's a very smaller piece of the puzzle the bigger piece of the puzzle is that as a creator how are you putting your creation out in the world the platform is just a mere medium in that sense right so yeah I think if you talk about relevancy in terms of content on Instagram or Reels or YouTube because there are a lot of new creators coming in everyone would want their space and good for them they should and that's the beauty of being a creator in this community but I think it's almost a responsibility for a creator to reinvent himself and or herself and put things out in the world that weren't there before them. So yeah.
I'm not going to add anything new. From a purely number perspective and relevance as per numbers of business or deals, 3 months. Your relevance is 3 months if you don't reinvent yourself. Like the brands will forget you in 3 months. You will not get the awards if it's 6 months later. That's 3 months. But from a journey of a creator in the content comedy space, 3 saal, as Vishnu rightly said and Neil rightly said, is a great amount of time. But what you have to do in those 3 years, and Vinay also said it very categorically, right? From the time you get popular, your investment for a creator should be on building those communities. If you have those communities of people, you can be a writer, director, people will follow you. You have a brand labels like they have, you can follow you. You have a music company, they'll follow you. The 3 years that you get to influence your audience, you make them into your community. And that's what all big, good comedy creators strive for and aim for.
I mean, also in comedy specifically, another thing that has worked well, which you see with Neil, he built a community of creators around them as the Orange Juice Gang. Now, what this gives is lets them, jam on ideas, feature in each other's content, and overall, it left all of them at a better place than we started. So that's another thing that you can do as a comedy creative,
Interesting. So जब तक relevance है audience है, take that audience out, build a community, and using that community build a business or something which is outside of social media. यार मैं देखता हूँ कि बहुत सारे creators को influencer बुलाओ तो चिढ़ जाते हैं. मतलब एक suddenly एकदम offend हो जाएंगे. यहाँ पे भी creators बैठे हैं, बोलो influencer हो, वो बात नहीं करेंगे यार मुझसे. तो फर्क क्या है मतलब? Who is a creator? Who is an influencer? What is the fundamental difference if there is?
Peep. Okay. So a creator is a person of influence. The nomenclature in general, how we use influencers, is anyone who has a following and because they have a following is an influencer, which is incorrect. With such democratization of content, everyone could have a following and a lot of people do have followings, right? They are not people of influence. When you're creating and you're having a unique perspective on things, be it comedy, be it dance, be it fashion, and there is a community built around it, then you are a person of influence. And that person of influence is now a creator because they are substantially different from the 100 others that might be, right? For every Vishnu, there might be 10, 15 Vishnus, but for every dance creator, there are at least 100,000, right? So you have to be a person of influence, not an influencer.
Interesting.
Like, that's all I could say.
I'd love to know Vinay's reaction. I think it's been...
I will. I want to, let a creator go for it first. Because
do you like it if I call you an influencer? Is that
I don't mind. I don't
You
mind.
don't mind?
I feel like if a person is directed by Imtiaz Ali, he's a content creator. And if it's by Rohit Shetty, it's like an influencer, bro. But I think it's both are okay. Like it's usually like it's it's a very societal way of looking at things. I don't mind what you call me, bro. I'll still do my thing kind of
ऐसा
thing.
बनना चाहिए.
That and I should like Ayush. So man gets money in my life. But yeah, I think it's फालतू conversation है bro.
कोई फर्क
There's
नहीं
no
है.
point to it. Like you call me whatever you want, I will do my thing kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sounds great. You know, when I think that the major problem is it's not the outdoor conversation, it's the indoors conversation, right? I think internalized what has happened is I don't know, I don't think you can say this, but in the sense where like creators have started disassociating with the word influencer, because what I think it means today is if you are on one platform and you do one type of content, right? And that's all you do, or that's the realm of what you have built over a period of time, then they start feeling that they've typecasted into one thing. So just by that, the reverse has become the definition of a creator, where they have one other avenue that they did well in. Either they started a business,
Like?
or they have a some long form IP out there, or they have dabbled into music, or they are in some way an innovator in their space and have changed the space in a slightly better way.
Are we then saying that anyone who only creates content on one platform is not of value? Is
No, I think that it depends on where it is on the journey, right? So I think that because of that very reason, what's happening is, okay, why are creators so keen on wanting to be in events? You know, why is PR the first thing that all creators are talking about the moment monetary and view targets and all of those aspects are hit, right? The reason why those things are important and is because they want the recognition from the rest of the community, right? And that is coming from things beyond just the primary source of content that they're doing.
interesting. Vishnu, this is specifically for you. You have built a brand outside of your content. Most creator mergers across the globe have failed. Statistically, it's not a business which you should get into, but you have a strong community, you built a strong business. What did you fundamentally do different when you were building this out? Why did most creators, bigger than you, smaller than you, more top line following than you, when they failed, but you still decided to launch a clothing brand? There must be something which you did different, right? What was that?
I think our measure of success or the metric of success was very different. And it's going to sound very trite and very like, oh, beautiful unicorns. But it's literally that we just wanted to create a community of people. And how do you identify any community? It's uniform, right? In general, usually. And for us, it's like, hey, our community, like the Peach community, stands for compassion, curiosity, and wow, courage. So I like how do we sort of inculcate that in things and in materials that people can sort of wear or use, and maybe if two peaches are in a room, they can sort of identify each other and be like, hey, this person, we share similar values, maybe we can be friends and something. So that was the goal, how it started, and it has remained the same. Over time, I've learned that maybe clothes is not the only avenue that I want to explore. That we're doing books now, we're doing stationery and doing other things as well. So the goal has always been to create products that are of actual value. I have never seen it as merchandise because it's really not. There is no part of Vishnu that like my content on Instagram and versus what I do in Peach. It's just different. There is no joke here, and it's just like life is a joke here. So there's a big disparity there. So yeah, and I feel people also connect with the fact that this person is just not this, and this person has a life outside, and they also feel this, and they also think about these things, and I think it's a mix of all these things. So if that answers your question.
I want to understand, right? Initially, when a creator starts a brand, you get a lot of sales. The customer acquisition cost is almost negligible. आप एक story डालो, आप एक t-shirt बेच सकते हो, कुछ भी आप जो बना रहे हो, it could be any product that you're selling. But beyond a point of time, that will dry out. So have you started planning that? Will you start running it like any other D2C brand? After a point of time, after you have utilized your initial audience, how do you then plan to differentiate? Like, do you have a plan of action set, or will you figure it out as you go?
The goal always was to make it a D2C brand that is not, Vishnu is not the selling point. The product itself is the selling point, right? Vishnu is just a marketer in this company. Vishnu is not like why you're buying this. You're buying this because it's a good piece of clothing. And when we started doing like Peach, I think it's been around 2.5 years, तब इतना वो streetwear का वो नहीं आया था like India में ना, like streetwear wasn't like जितना आज like there are so many streetwear labels and companies. But when we started like Peach में ना, there was a lot of like for us, I come from a computer science engineering background. So for me, it was just like मैं तो सीख रहा हूँ कि ये GSM क्या होता है, ये सब क्या होता है. Now like it's very common knowledge. So the goal always was to create a D2C brand that sort of supports itself. Of course, we're going to do performance marketing and all those ads and everything. But I feel like the USP is not that. The USP is that there is a person in this company who can come in front of the camera and tell you what it is. You know, running ads is not the problem to be solved. The communication of what we do, why we do, and how are we going to do it for you through this product, that is the problem to be solved, right? And this, like, I think with every creator, they have one such product or like something, a service that they can cater to. I think for you, it's sort of turning out to be music for now. So I think it's a little bit of that for me.
Very interesting. You know, I find talent management as a business very fascinating. You are part of a creator's journey, they are growing. But at the same time, I see बहुत सारे creators आज entrepreneurs बन रहे हैं. I have a lot of friends who are also creators, and these guys are building businesses. And a common trend that I've seen कि जैसे वो एक business बना लेते हैं, they open and unlock a new revenue source, right? And the moment that revenue source is unlocked, let's say now Vishnu or even Neil, they're selling newer things coming on the reels, right? So they don't want to dilute the brand value, which means there will come a point where they would want to take lesser brand deals. But that means your income goes down as management companies. So technically your interest in a creator becoming an entrepreneur is less. How do you deal with that? How do you still support the creator?
I don't think of it that way. I don't know. I'm assuming neither for him as well. What we're trying to do is put the creator at the center of distribution, right? And then everything around that is a flywheel of revenue that you can build. Now, that could be businesses, that could be content, that could be branded content. Either way, in an idealistic, perfect journey, the creator builds more distribution, has higher engagement, builds stronger communities, branded content rates go up, interest goes up. And as that keeps going up, the amount of brand deals that you can do and the amount of brand interest in that universe it reduces, right? I mean, the number of people who can take Virat Kohli as the face of their brand is a finite number of brands in this country. So, in fact, the more exciting thing for all of us at this point of time is that next step, is that next journey. What IPs can we build? What businesses can we build? What next? That's actually more exciting to us than at this point of time. Some aspects of branded content are kind of commoditized. So I think the exact opposite. Just like for them, they are gaining interest in newer things. I think that's the same for us as well at this point.
Similar, right? So a creator having a brand, and if there's an opportunity to grow with them, both from a commercial arrangement, if not, and from just a brand building perspective, Vishnu having a bigger brand, for example, or Neil having a bigger brand, for example, builds their community much bigger, larger, which in turn gets them more branded deal on them as a person, which in turn increases, as Vinay said, increases the ticket size that you can charge brands. You do 5 deals at 5 lakh rupees, or you do 2 deals at 2.5, whatever, 7.5 lakh rupees, right? It 12.5 lakh rupees. So that's what happens. And then you start investing more into building teams so that this part of the flywheel, which is your branded content, which they've done for 4-5 years, can become a little more automatic, it becomes a little more systematic. And the time is only spent on the creative aspect of it and not the managerial and operational aspect of it. Hence, the time is equally divided. And that's I'm assuming for all substantially large people of influence, that's how they are, right? Creators have their own teams of writers, directors, editors, for example. Whatever is the part of the program that they want to automate, and that's what we build.
Interesting. Neil की journey बहुत interesting रही है. मतलब he was just telling me that from 15,000 followers to now almost 2.8 million. It's crazy. So, as a creator, आपने 3 से 4 साल में, you have seen this journey. How has the income grown of a creator like you? एक creator अगर आपकी journey में जाए तो कितना पैसा वो कमा सकता है? I'm very curious.
I feel like giving like sound effects on every question, like dun dun dun.
Income question, I guess.
So अगर एक creator, एक यहाँ पे एक 2B creator है जो एक similar journey देखेगा, तो when should they monetize? वो पहले 10, 20, 50 हज़ार में कब करना चाहिए और वो कितने पैसे कमा सकते हैं? और जब वो एक 3 मिलियन वाली फॉलोअर पे जाएगा तब कितना कमा सकते हैं? सो
I think it completely depends on the management side कि वो कितने में डील लॉक कर रहे हैं. सो मैं तो बोलूँगा मुझे 1 करोड़ दो एक रील के, मेरे लिए तो इट्स लाइक दैट. बट इट सो
आपने पहला ब्रांडेड कंटेंट पीस कितने फॉलोअर्स पे करा था?
1 लाख फॉलोअर्स पे किया था मैंने.
And किस ब्रांड के साथ था?
इट वाज सम Amazon प्राइम के साथ था, फिल्म प्रमोशन.
अमेजिंग. एंड कैन आई आस्क कि आपने
हाँ
कितना
वो
amount-
मैं बता सकता हूँ. वो मैंने कुछ 30,000 रुपए में किया था.
30,000 में आपने एक रील क्रिएट
तब
करी?
मैं जॉब भी करता था, मतलब एक पार्ट टाइम जॉब जैसे चल रहा था, तो उतना ही एग्जैक्ट मेरा सैलरी था तभी. तो मैंने सोचा कि ओके तो मैं छोड़ सकता
ये
हूँ.
वाला answer-
और फिर उसके बाद मैंने वो जॉब छोड़ के आई स्टार्टेड इनटू फुल टाइम कंटेंट क्रिएशन बिकॉज आई गॉट अ श्योरिटी कि ओके आई कैन स्टिल डू इट. तब सिंस आई गॉट जो भी है मेरा पॉपुलैरिटी आई गेन्ड इट फ्रॉम इंस्टाग्राम रील्स. तो तब रील्स पे ब्रांडिंग नहीं होता था ज़्यादा, इतना ब्रांड्स आया नहीं था. जस्ट थोड़ा बहुत कोई प्राइम पे नया शो आया तो यू जस्ट टॉक अबाउट द शो, मेक अ रील अबाउट, ऐसे इस तरीके के ब्रांड्स आने लग गए थे. तो आई वॉज नॉट श्योर एंड द मोमेंट आई गॉट साइंड विद क्लाउड, उसके बाद आई नेवर लुक्ड इन टू दैट पार्ट ओनली. लाइक नेवर लुक्ड इन टू कि मेरा अभी कितना होना चाहिए, ये what should my commercials, everything was always taken care of and I was never interested in that part, to be very honest. Abhi I am because I'm trying to do things out of it because I use that for some, अभी जैसे मैं समझो लॉन्ग फॉर्मेट शो बना रहा हूँ तो उसके लिए आई यूज दैट मनी. सो आई नाउ आई डिपेंड ऑन, क्योंकि इतने तो पैसे आप सबको पता है कि सब घर चल सकता है, उससे थोड़े ज़्यादा ही पैसे आप कमा लेते हो. सो ऐसा है मतलब मेरे हिसाब से.
सो विनय 3 मिलियन नहीं पर 1 मिलियन पे एक क्रिएटर कितना पैसा कमा सकता है महीने में रफली?
I think it depends on the category, right? So there are some categories that get monetized much earlier. So something like a beauty, which now their promotional strategy of beauty brands has been commoditized. कि वो usage format है, unboxing format है, and like benefits format. There's 3 formats more or less. So that starts much earlier. I think that even now the most, the highest category is still like comedy, lifestyle, entertainment, purely because of the range of content that and brands that can be fit into. I don't think there's a right answer. So but yeah, like you said, you can, whatever job you're doing, 10x that.
Give me a range.
For a million,
Million on Instagram, if somebody has 1 million followers, they're uploading reels only on one platform. What is the range of money they can make in a month?
yeah, I mean, in a month, I'll tell you an annual number. Months are again a huge problem.
Okay.
I know creators at 1 million that are making 20 lakh rupees a year and who are making 2.5, 3 crores a year. So
What is
that
the
is a
difference?
huge range.
So 10x difference क्यों है?
Because what their brand identity is, that makes a huge difference. It takes time. Some of those things do take time to build. How friendly are they with respect to the content output that those brands are looking? So for example, if everyone wanted to make bingo, mad angles types, marketing strategies, then all crazy content creators would get more campaigns, But the reality is most FMCG, most of the categories that are investing into those specifics become very, very oriented to that. Finance, for example, was one of those, top-notch categories where everyone made a lot of money. I know 2 ही दिन पहले regulation change हुआ है, तो I don't know enough about it over the last 2 days, but all of them at 1 million were making insane amounts of money because it's very clear, no, कि this is a fiscal product. There is an output associated to it, and you want to generate and let people know about, hey, please go buy this, और वो finance creator का trust पे बिकता है. So, so those kind of categories did
Just
much
to
better.
add to that, I think it's also one thing that sort of determines कि मतलब कितना पैसा किसको मिल रहा है 1 million में. It's like वो 1 million लोग कौन है, like who's watching you, what's the kind of audience, and if it's like tier 1, tier 2, उसमें बहुत फर्क आ जाता है, I feel, and then the kind of content you make, the engagement levels, so there's like, and I'm sure you know that pretty well as well. So yeah, I think this is a big difference. Like who's watching you, who's paying attention to your content, who is your content serving, and I think that sort of defines how are you gonna get paid.
Also though, I think the brand value of a creator also matters a lot. ऐसे भी होता है कि there are folks who have 1 million followers but not doing brands as much as I was doing at 1 million followers. तो वो भी काफ़ी मैटर करता है. जैसे कि और एक क्रिएटर है, जब मैं 1 million पे था तो वो 300K पे था, but we both were doing same brands, bigger brands, but of course the commercials would be different. But I had this question, how is he getting the same brands, because 300K पे मुझे वो brands नहीं मिल रहे थे. For example, Swiggy, Zomato, which are like a A-lister brand, we can say. So he's also doing the same brands and I'm also doing the same brands. Let the commercial part be side, but uska content was so appealing that brand wants to work with that creator. For when a brand is coming to work with that creator, where there's a requirement from the brand, maybe अगर मैंने जब 3 लाख पे जितना पैसा मुझे मिला होगा उससे मे बी उसको ज़्यादा मिल सकता है. सो इट वेरीज एंड नो वन नेवर डिस्कसेस दिस ओनली, बट आई थिंक इट वेरीज.
अगर ऑडियंस में किसी को एक क्रिएटर बनना है, what should they do to lie in that 3 crore top audience category? Are there a series of tangible steps? क्या आप constantly सोचते हो कि how do I make sure कि मेरा audience premium ही रह रहा है?
I'll just talk about monetization. I think with respect to distribution, they are better to talk about it purely because they've gone through so many more questions on that. On the monetization side, know when you are at an advantage and know when you are asking for a favor, right? So, for example, now reels are very, very established for Neil. So whenever we're in the market talking to a brand for a reel, there is a fixed set of commercials, there's a fixed set of terms, and that's what we'll work at, right? Because now this is an established products with a lot of examples. Flip it to when we wanted to do a music video, right? We were clear, hey, we are making an orange juice anthem, right? We want to make it this way. Now, when we are talking to a brand, it is the exact flip. We were starting it on a new platform. It was the first video that went out for orange juice on YouTube. It was a format that was not tested to that level, and we wanted to make it and position it in a particular way. So at that moment we were at over delivery mode. What can we do for the brand? Because now at this stage it's all about, hey, to make this happen we need 2-3 partners to come in and help us. So know that about when you are trying a new format, you might have to reduce your price.
You
on
need to
brand
over
development.
deliver essentially.
Yes.
Just building on what he said, right? Like, cite an example. Vishnu ki pehli brand deal was Ambrain. Brain headphones, something. Yeah, one of the first ones, right? So 30,000 plus barter at 60K, 70K followers at that point of time, right? And barter ka saman nahi aaya abhi tak, I suppose. But whatever. But that was the first category, right? Smartwatches, gadgets were the categories that were paying 3 years back in the day, right? Then Bombay Shaving Father's Day campaign. Who said, we'll give you 20K. We said, we'll take it. Because essentially what we wanted was Vishnu to have a premium brand to work with that opens up a newer set of audience, get into the lifestyle space a little bit, which also opens up a audience beyond. Because at that point of time, comedy ko lagta tha stand-up comic hi hai, right? So lower price point items, 2000 ke niche wale items were the brands that would come. He said, Bombay Shaving Father's Day kit, 6,000 bucks. That was the audience, that was a hamper they were selling. He said, take it, let's do it. And that was the experiment, right? As Vinay said, we wanted to be associated with that brand rather than just make money. And that was the conscious step that we took to get this. And then it starts rolling from there. Then you've just opened up a new set of audience. And as jo bhi bolo, brands attract brands. That's how it is. If your page has good brands that you're working with, the other brand manager would have a FOMO ki ye brand kar raha hai, I'm not doing it, I want to put money. As simple as that. It happens every time. And do one platform, the next platform says, first they'll say, no exclusivity, you've done Prime Video, Netflix will not say, 5 months later, please, let's do Netflix now. That's what it is. That's a strategy.
If you also curate your brand deals, you are at a much higher advantage initially. यार मैंने देखा है कि बहुत सारे क्रिएटर्स और टैलेंट मैनेजर्स गालियाँ दे रहे होते हैं ब्रांड मैनेजर्स को भी कि ये क्या बुलवा दिया रील में, एंड में इतना बड़ा लोगो डलवा दिया अपने ब्रांड का. लड़ाई झगड़ा चलता रहता है, राइट? मतलब इट्स अ कांस्टेंट टसल. If you had to educate the brand managers कि guys, this is how influencer marketing should be done, if you were on the other side, if you had to tell them that this is how a creator video should be done, तो क्या आप 2-3 pointers उनको बोलना चाहोगे? क्या changes होने चाहिए process में? Because I feel the process is broken. Today a brand manager approaches a creator, they look at them as a billboard, which is terrible. They look at them as a way to say their message. But how influencer marketing in my opinion should be looked at is कि आपका एक content है, आपकी कुछ IPs हैं, उसमें आप वो brand integrate करें. So how would you educate that brand manager so that they deal with influencers in a much more, in a much better way?
Okay, I'll take this very short answer. We've tried. I'm pretty sure Vinay's tried, and I've tried, and we've tried. It's tough. As more brands increase, as more content is consumed, it's becomes tough. Everyone you have to educate. Shubhi, our creative head, who's sitting right there, has made a document, and she floats it to the brand. This is how we work. This is how we want to work. And that there are new brand managers coming every day who use influencers as a distribution network. As you said, we said we have to co-create and collaborate, and there are brands like Zomato works great, right? Cred was a great example. Swiggy, these are the brands who let you leverage your audience and content the right way. But it's an ongoing battle which will always happen. There's no set way until unless you get cool brand managers.
Lala likhe time's up, so I'm gonna shut my questions. I'm gonna open the floor for one question. If you have any questions from the audience. Okay.
Okay, hi. So, like Neil said that, my name is Rohit, firstly, sorry. Like Neil said that he was doing a job while he was a creator. And most of the time, sometimes you are also running your own thing while you are being a creator. So, how do I find a balance that when you are pitching somebody your services, how do you pitch as a creator and then find a balance to pitch your services side by side? Or how do you find which one to pitch at the right point of time?
नहीं समझ नहीं आया फिर.
आप क्या job करते हो उसके साथ या what else do you do that might help us give some context?
So like I'm a video editor, I am providing my services, but at the same time I'm also trying to become a creator. So now when I'm pitching things to you, so how do I find what is the right thing to pitch you? As a creator or as a video editor, what should I pitch better? Like how do I find that balance?
If you want to work with Neil, what should you pitch Neil कि तू एज अ इन्फ्लुएंसर क्रिएटर पिच करे कि वीडियो एडिटर पिच करे? नील.
That's completely your choice actually, but see, if you are earning more through editing and now creation is just because you love doing it and it's your passion and you want to collaborate with me, यही बात हो रही है ना बराबर ना? It's about collaboration. तो तू ये पूछ रहा है कि मैं as a creator आके collaboration के पूछूं कि मैं ये पूछूं कि can I edit for you, right?
Yeah.
यही पूछ रहा है ना? हाँ, तो create as a creator collabs are very mutual. Both of the creators decide कि करना है नहीं करना है, या दोनों की तरफ से एक ये होता है कि कोई तो एक इनिशिएट करता है कि आई वांट टू कोलैबोरेट विद यू, और फिर सामने वाला बंदा भी अगर इंटरेस्टेड हो तो दे आर लाइक कि यस करते हैं फॉर द कंटेंट, फॉर द थोड़ा ऑडियंस एक्सचेंज में भी हो सकता है, या दोनों कल्चर अलग. जैसे विष्णु दिल्ली से है, मैं मुंबई से हूँ, हम दोनों का ऑडियंस उस तरीके से अलग है. मेरा महाराष्ट्रियन ऑडियंस है, उसका दिल्ली ऑडियंस है. तो मैं भी अगर कोलैब करना है अपने को तो अगर हमने कोलैब किया जो कि अभी तक किया नहीं, तो अगर हमने कोलैब किया तो वो क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन ऑफ ऑडियंस में भी हो सकता है, या फिर just for the sake of कि I love your content, he loves my content, and we'll do the collab. You love my content, right? Vishnu, you love my content, right? So yeah, so initially I think it's friendship first and then the collaboration. And तेरा एडिट वर्क अगर रील पे या कहीं इंस्टाग्राम पे कहीं है और वो अगर मैंने देख लिया है, तो एज अ क्रिएटर मैं सामने से अप्रोच कर दूंगा अगर मुझे तेरा काम पसंद आया. पर इट्स कम्प्लीटली योर चॉइस वॉट इन हाउ यू वॉन्ट टू एसोशिएट विथ मी. तुझे ऐसा चाहिए कि ब्रो मेरा एडिटिंग स्किल से तेरा वीडियो नेक्स्ट लेवल चला जाएगा, तो यू शुड एक्चुअली पिच मी फॉर दैन एडिटिंग थिंग, क्योंकि उससे भी तुझे एक मे बी मैं अप्रिशिएट करूँगा और तुझे और काम मिलेगा, बिजनेस मिलेगा. बट क्रिएटर वाला जो एस्पेक्ट है वो पिच करने के लिए यू कैन राइट नाउ ऑल्सो टेल मी कि आई वांट टू डू अ कोलैबोरेट विद यू. आई विल प्रोबेबली आस्क यू फॉर अ स्क्रिप्ट. इफ आई लाइक इट वी कैन गो अहेड, अदरवाइज आई विल से ब्रो लेट्स सी इट फॉर सब फ्यूचर में देखते हैं. इतना सिंपल है सब मेरे हिसाब से. सबके साथ ऐसा होता नहीं है.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Huge round of applause for everyone on the panel. Thank you so much, everyone.